Hello friends, welcome back to Technique. This is Nirmal here, and today we'll be doing the detailed camera review of the new Nothing Phone 2. Now Nothing Phone 2 is one of the highly anticipated device out there, and this has been launched in India as well, and this pricing starts at 45,000 and you get a dual camera setup and upgraded camera hardware along with that 32 megapixel selfie camera. It has also been upgraded. So let's see how the camera performance is for this price segment and what all it offers in this upgraded hardware. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. So Nothing Phone 2 is one of the highly hyped device. So does the camera performance stand up to the hype? Let's find out. So before getting into the video, if this is your first time on this channel, do hit that subscribe button and also hit the bell icon to get notified of all the videos we publish. So let's begin. Now talking about the camera hardware, now you get a primary 50 megapixel camera. That's the wide angle camera. It's a Sony IMX890 sensor with f1.88 aperture. It has optical image stabilization, electronic image stabilization, and the secondary camera is the same 50 megapixel JN1 Samsung sensor. It's an ultra wide angle camera. Now if you look at the front camera, you get an upgraded 32 megapixel selfie camera, and the punch hole selfie camera has been moved to the center of the display. It was on the left side, it has been moved to the center. So that's the camera hardware. So there's no telephoto lens. Even though the pricing has increased, it's still the dual camera 50 plus 50 megapixel, so dual 50 megapixel camera offered. So let's see how good the camera experience is on this device. So let's first talk about the daylight captures. So looking at the primary camera, you could see that there is good amount of details on offer. The colors are mostly done well, and the dynamic range is quite okay. But what I didn't like about the image is it produces a contrasty image. It's not really bright out there. Even in bright sunlight, it does give a contrasty image, and as a result the dynamic range in some images didn't look that great, especially the shadows are getting crushed. But when you zoom in, you get very good details. The 50 megapixel Sony sensor does a really impressive job in terms of detailing and sharpness levels. But as I said before, you can see this image, the dynamic range doesn't seem to be that great, especially the shadows get crushed. That is something which Nothing should be looking at to change. But otherwise the detailing and sharpness levels are good. Once again, it's not an exceptional camera out there, but it won't disappoint most of the users. But if you are a person who like vivid and bright images, this may not be the best out there. But if you are looking at natural colors, good color reproduction, the Nothing Phone 2 will not disappoint. Now the 50 megapixel ultra wide angle camera also delivers quite similar images compared to the primary camera. There is good amount of detail. Once again, you can see that the contrast is a bit too on the higher side, and as a result the shadows get crushed, and the detailing and sharpness levels are also quite okay on the 50 megapixel ultra wide angle camera. The colors are once again done decently well on the ultra wide angle camera. Now let's move on to the close-up shots. Here also you can see that the images are good detailing, good sharpness levels. The colors are done very well actually, and here you don't see that much of a contrasty image, but still the overall detailing and quality definitely looks good. The sharpness is once again very impressive. So Nothing Phone 2 doesn't disappoint with the close-up shots. Now looking at the macros, you can take macros using the 50 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, and this produces good images actually because it's a 50 megapixel shooter. The images are good, the colors are good, and the sharpness levels are once again acceptable. Let's move on to the portraits. Now with the recent update for the Nothing OS, you get a 2x photo as well as the regular 1x portraits. Now the 2x portraits also looks pretty good. The edge detection is good, but what I didn't like about the portraits is kind of an artificial blur happening, and as a result the portraits looks a bit too out of sync when you look at the context. And once again you can see that the images are a bit too contrasty. So this definitely needs an improvement. It's not the best portraits out there or at this price segment. So I feel that there is still room for improvement in the portraits. Now moving on to the low light conditions, this is where the 50 megapixel camera does quite good job. This is indoor artificial light. It has good detailing. Once again the colors are good, very natural, and now this is taken inside a movie house, and you can see that the details are good, colors are good. Again an indoor shot taken. Once again you can see that contrast is there, but in low light it doesn't matter much. And one good thing about the Nothing Phone 2 is that the low light images are kept as night images. It doesn't overexpose the images, making it look like a daylight. So that way I feel the Nothing Phone 2 has done a really good job with the low light captures, and also the detailing and colors are pretty well done. So low light experience is definitely good, and overall I like the experience of the night mode on this camera. Now there is also ultra wide angle camera which can do night shots, and once again it does quite good job with the low light images. Now moving on to the selfie camera, this is one area where the Nothing Phone 2 does exceptionally well. Great selfie quality, the skin tones are good. Although there is a bit of warmer tones in the selfies, still I feel this is definitely one of the good selfies. Great sharpness levels, and looks very natural actually in the selfie mode. So again, selfies are more of a personal choice. So you can judge based on this and see how good the experience is. Even the portrait selfies have come great. The skin tones are very accurate. The edge detection also looks great. So selfie 32 megapixel shooter is one of the major improvements and definitely one of the best aspects in this device, and even the low light selfies looks great. Let's move on to the video recording. This is the 4K 60 FPS video taken using the Nothing Phone 2, and you can see that the quality is really good. Again, it's a bit too contrasty in nature, but here again you can see that the dynamic range, the shadows get crushed a bit, but overall I would say this is definitely great video recording. The smoothness of video is something we really liked, something we have seen on iPhones, so it's a very good video recording. Even the 4K 30 FPS video also has optical image stabilization and EIS. It's very smooth video, hardly any jerks, and it does give a good experience. The colors are good, the sharpness levels and detailing is also good. Now the 1080p 60 FPS video also looks good. There is good amount of detail, colors are good, and the stabilization is done really well. That's one of the highlights of this phone. The stabilization is really good across all the formats. Now this is the 1080p 30 FPS video. Once again, the stabilization is solid. This is probably the best stabilization we have seen in this price segment. So video recording is great on the Nothing Phone 2. So what do you guys think about the video recording? Do let us know in the comments. So this is the front facing camera sample taken with the Nothing Phone 2. It can record videos in 1080p at 60 FPS. So you can judge yourself how good the clarity of the video is, the stabilization and audio output. So that was a detailed camera review of the Nothing Phone 2. So what do you guys think about the camera? Personally, I feel there is still room for improvement. It's not a bad camera by any means, but considering that it is priced almost close to 50,000 rupees, especially the 12GB RAM variant is close to price around 50,000 and above 50,000. So for that pricing, we feel Nothing should be putting a bit more efforts into the camera performance, especially the daylight. The shadows are not so great, and the contrast is slightly on the higher side. That's what we feel. It should be fixed even with the latest update which we installed. That has not been changed. Even the portraits looks a bit too artificial in nature, especially the background blur. I actually compared the portraits with some of the other phones in the price segment. All of these phones I kept f2.0 aperture for the portraits, and what I felt was the Nothing Phone 2's background blur seems to be very strong, and that creates an artificiality in the portraits that needs to be a bit more fine-tuned. That's what we feel, especially with the 1x option. That's where the portraits are a bit more out of sync, but 2x looks much better with the upgrade. That's the new feature added with the latest upgrade. But as a whole, I feel the video recording is excellent and the selfies are also great, but rear camera performance needs a bit more fine-tuning, I would say. Probably just like last year Nothing Phone 1, it was refined and improved over the updates. So we feel Nothing Phone 2 will also get better with upgrades. But as of now, we feel this isn't bad by any means, but again, it's nothing exceptional out of the box on the Nothing Phone 2 in terms of camera performance. So that's what we feel about the Nothing Phone 2. So what do you guys think about the camera on the Nothing Phone 2? Do let us know your thoughts in the comment section. This is Nirmal signing off with the camera review of the Nothing Phone 2. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that red subscribe button and also hit the bell icon to get notified of all the videos we publish. So thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.